What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey to give you a recap of the first game of the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. Yes, it was the first game to be completed in the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. A huge game. And coming into this series, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Columbus Blue Jackets, it seemed like it was going to be the Lightning series. It seemed like everyone was talking about a sweep or 5 games, max 6 games. And that's not the case to start the series. So if you guys are watching this recap, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Lots of live streams, great content coming into this playoffs for the channel. Hit a thumbs up, of course, and comment your opinions on this game. But oh my gosh, the Columbus Blue Jackets pull off an upset in Game 1 at Amalie Arena. 4-3 is the final. I just can't believe it. After the first period, 3-0 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and with the fans behind them, home ice, obviously, it just seemed like it was going to be a runaway show, and I'm wearing the Lightning jersey, and I got to be disappointed for them just because of where the game was at. So, obviously, early on, the Lightning were pushing the Blue Jackets, but Bobrovsky seemed a little shaky. And the Blue Jackets went on the power play, and that kind of continued. Obviously, a pass to the point, Seth Jones, if you guys watch the replay, and just mishandles it, completely mishandles it. Alex Killorn goes on a breakaway, beats Sergei Bobrovsky on the backhand, puts him up 1-0. Second goal was Cirelli. This is another Bobrovsky miscue, as we've seen this season, quite a few of them. Which is kind of funny because Bobrovsky's stats haven't been bad at all. Shutouts have been up there, of course. But Kernack with a point shot, and Cirelli gets a juicy rebound. And that was after actually, on the build-up, you can kind of look back at why would Bobrovsky, he swung the puck around all the way up the boards, and that kind of created a giveaway from the Lightning. And then, obviously, like I said, Kernack, and then such a juicy rebound for Cirelli, who's had a great, unbelievable year. One of the players that have completely improved the depth of the Lightning. Him and Killorn were probably the best forwards for the Lightning tonight. And then Yanni Gourde scores the third goal in the first period for the Lightning, putting a shot deflected past Bobrovsky. So it was a shot from Sergachev, and it really in tight because Sergachev got the pass from Ruda, I believe, and then Sergachev kind of came into the slot just past the top of the circle, and Yanni Gourde got a piece of it. So 3-0 going into the second period after the first. You could honestly just imagine John Tortorella in the first intermission. I mean, it's kind of hard to say if he was calm, in a really quiet way, or if he was flipping out. Regardless, all I can say, guys, is going into the second period, it was like watching two different teams. It was like they did switch sides, but it was like they switched sides. The Columbus Blue Jackets came up with a big jump. The Tampa Bay Lightning looked way too comfortable. Steven Stamkos and Kucherov, yeah, they had a couple opportunities and actually had some shots on net, but other than that, in terms of actually creating stuff, they kind of looked invisible. Stamkos had like one opportunity in front, missed the net. Kucherov wasn't the Kucherov we've usually seen, and I can honestly say a guy like Brayden Point was invisible, and I'm sorry to say that because I'm a big fan of Brayden Point, but was kind of invisible. And I already talked to Austin Cybulski, obviously a Lightning fan. He didn't. I mean, he was not really surprised that Cirelli line was the one contributing, but obviously, it's kind of a surprise that your third line is doing or is providing you all the production. And then, so like I said, second period, Blue Jackets a new team, fresh. More so the third period, I would say, but even the second period, they cut the lead down to 3-1. Nick Foligno off a breakaway, so they come back with a breakaway of their own. Foligno scores, the captain, the leader of the Blue Jackets, 3-1 going to the third period. Again, much better period from the Blue Jackets, much better period from Sergei Bobrovsky, and then third period, everything changed. I will say this, and it's kind of funny I think this, and I said it at the time that it happened. David Savard scores this unbelievable gross goal that you would never see from a David Savard type of player, and he honestly made Victor Hedman on this play look like Martin Marincin. Savard gets the puck, gets wrapped around, it gets into the neutral zone, just waits enough for his player to come back into the neutral zone, goes on the right side. Hedman's like super nonchalant, doesn't go for the body at all, just sticks his stick out, a little toe drag, boom, beats Vasilevsky 3-2. And right when that happened, I was like, wow, the Lightning are just kind of laying back right now, watching this happen. The Blue Jackets are going to come back in this game. And you know what? The Lightning had an opportunity to bury this, a 4-minute power play, and they screw that one away. Turns into a shorthanded opportunity for the Blue Jackets, and Josh Anderson step into the scene. Wow. On this play, coming up the left side, my instinct, I thought, for sure this guy's going to drive the net or pass it across. No. This guy waits, cuts up into the slot, and beats Vasilevsky up high. 3-3 game, shorthanded. And then the Blue Jackets get a power play for about a minute. And yeah, that just tells your story. Seth Jones scores the winning goal. Nice passing all around from the Blue Jackets. Panarin, Werenski. Seth Jones gets it in the slot with a nice screen from Cam Atkinson and beats Vasilevsky over his right shoulder, top left corner. And that's how the story would be told. John Tortorella with a little bit of a smile after that Seth Jones goal. You know you're not going to see a whole bunch of emotion from him. And John Cooper, his calm self regardless, obviously in his, he talked about it in his post-game interview. The Lightning got too comfortable. They were still looking for more goals. And for me, it kind of was like they're getting goals from their depth. So it was like it was abnormal that they needed some goals from their top guys. They needed some goals from Stammer or Cooch or Braden Point. And so that might have been, that's just kind of a stupid factor. But Hedman was at fault for 2 of the goals, you could say. Out of position, nonchalant, whatever you want to describe what he was doing. So I don't know what happened to the Lightning other than what I just said, that they were slow on their feet, and kind of what John Cooper said. Instead of trying to hold a lead that they already had, they were trying to extend the lead, and that's not really a focus you should be going for in a playoff game. So I want to keep this recap short, and just to kind of go off into the next steps for the Lightning, Game 2 goes to Amalie Arena Friday night. And I do believe that if the Blue Jackets, and it is interesting because obviously the Blue Jackets in Cap's first round last year, same scenario, and it could very well turn that scenario, but obviously the Blue Jackets win the first 2 games, and then the Capitals win 4 straight. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't see that happening. I think the Lightning are going to come back in Game 2 and win. That would be my prediction. But honestly, I think in this scenario, if the Blue Jackets win Game 2, I think they're going to learn from last year, and I don't think they're going to let a team win 4 straight, regardless if it's the Tampa Bay Lightning or not. So the Lightning got to come into Game 2 learning from their mistakes. They got to have the quick start that they had again, and they need to help out Vasilevsky, because that's not going to last you for a first round, let alone a Stanley Cup run. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Just a conversation about the Lightning Blue Jackets Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Please subscribe, hit that big red button, and hit a thumbs up, and comment your opinions on this game. Comment your opinions on anything that happened tonight. Mitch will be doing a recap, I'm pretty sure, for the Penguins-Islanders game, so definitely go check that out. All right, guys, have a good one. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Peace out.